what's up guys, it's Preach as always. So I'm sure by now you've heard that Call of Duty is going to a 2-year release cycle instead of the 1-year cycle that they've been on for the past 15 plus years. So today we're going to discuss the potential pros and cons of the 2-year cycle. But first I want to get these preliminaries in there. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you for watching, and I always encourage your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to press a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends if you think they might enjoy it as well. Subscribe if you want to see more, and turn the bell notifications on so you know every time I post a new video. Alright, now that we got all that standard YouTube jargon out of the way, let's jump into the real reason you clicked on this video. The pros and cons of the 2-year Call of Duty release cycle. Now, I've noticed anytime you ask somebody good news or bad news first, they say give me the bad news first. So we're going to start with the cons so that we can end the video with some positive vibes, alright? I also wanted to note, I asked a few of my fellow gamers in a group chat for their opinions, and that's going to be built into this commentary. So these are not just my own opinion, but it's kind of the general feel I got from myself and a lot of other gamers that seem to share very similar opinions. So I want to drop a huge thank you to the 9 Lives chat. You guys rock. So the first con I would like to discuss is probably the most obvious. What if the game sucks? I mean, we've all waited in anticipation for games, right? Only to load them up, get to playing, and realize that the product is like pretty much hot garbage. I'm talking to you, Cyberpunk. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla. If the new Call of Duty is not a good game, and we have to wait 2 whole years for another new COD to come out, we're all going to be miserable for 2 straight years. And that's if we stick to the game in the first place. Which brings me to my second con. Even in the current 1-year release cycle, the player base dwindles significantly from launch to where we are now 6 months into the game. I mean, the game's far from dead like some people claim it is, but there's significantly less people playing right now than there were in November and December, and it's not even close. Now, imagine that over 2 years. Are we going to quit playing by April again, and then the player base is limited for what, a full 1.5 years until the new game? Will they put out enough fresh content to keep people interested in the game for 2 years? I don't know. So the third con kinda piggybacks off of that one. It may not affect everyone as much as it does content creators like myself, alright? So, COD content does its best in the month leading up to a new Call of Duty and the month following the release of a new Call of Duty. Subscribers increase the most in that time, watch time is higher, views are higher, like percentage is higher. Pretty much everything about being a Call of Duty content creator does better surrounding the release of a new game. With a 2-year cycle, I mean, that's going to double the time between peak viewership for all the content creators out there. I mean, I know this con may not affect everyone, but it's definitely something to consider. Alright, 3 cons is enough cons for me. I really don't want to spend this whole video being a negative Nancy.
Why is Nancy so negative anyway?
Anyway, let's jump into the pros. Alright, you may see some similarities here to the cons. So just imagine if this next Call of Duty is amazing. Let's say the game comes out and we all love it. Like, it's a game that rivals the love that we have for Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 2. And we get to play it for 2 whole years. And that would be incredible. It'd be like those games that you're excited to see release and they actually live up to the hype. I see you, Elden Ring. Yeah, I see you. Now, hear me out. For the game to be successful for 2 full years, they're going to have to constantly keep the game fresh, alright? I mean, even if it's amazing on release, they're going to have to push out new content. Content. That is the key. The seasonal updates are going to have to be fun. They're going to have to be exciting. Maybe even game-changing at times, alright? Now listen, I don't want anything stupid, but change things up from time to time. Epic Games has done an incredible job of setting an example of this with Fortnite. They have building in, they have building out, they change up the guns, they change up the meta, and they make the game exciting, and there's always something new, something to learn, something different to do. And that's something I think that Activision and these development studios could really learn a lot from. So, pro number 2, this is the one that everyone seems to talk about. It's the real reason people have been begging Activision to put their studios on a 2-year cycle in the first place. A 2-year cycle should give each development studio twice the amount of time to build their game. This should, and I emphasize should, mean that the studios can release a much more complete game than we're used to getting. We should get more content upon release. We should see way less bugs upon release. And we should have a more fleshed out roadmap for updates and content throughout the game's lifecycle. Now, this pro also has secondary benefit as well that, again, should happen with the 2-year cycle. A studio that's in charge of the current release should, there's that word, be able to spin the life cycle of the game actually focusing on the current game. Because they won't have to rush into development of their next title so fast, since they're going to have a larger time gap between release, as we discussed earlier. Hopefully they should be able to actually focus on the updates and everything going on in the current game. That would be ideal, but again, should being the optimal word. Now, the last pro that I want to get into, similarly to the last con, is way more of a niche benefit. Personally, I am a fan of professional Call of Duty, and every year the pros learn a brand new game right about the time all the teams are really starting to perfect the one that they're already playing. So throughout the competitive season, we see some great Call of Duty played, and it gets better and better and better and better and better. And by the time Champs rolls around, all of these teams are really good at the game, and then it's done. And then they have to wait on the new game to come out, and then they have to wait for the new season to start, and they practice on the new game, and they start over fresh. So we see great Call of Duty if you give the best players in the world a second full year on the same game, same engine, same maps, same weapons, etc. I mean, we could see the most elite Call of Duty we've ever seen played before. Especially guys like Scumpy on a Treyarch title. Side note, can we just let Treyarch make all the competitive maps, please? I mean, seriously. Everyone else kind of sucks at it. Alright, that's enough of that. That wraps it up for this iteration of pros and cons. If there's something that I missed, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure some of you have thought of some pros and cons that I wasn't smart enough to come up with for the video. And the comments section is the place to let us all know what those pros and cons are. So if you made it this far into the video, you're an absolute champ. I love you for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Reach out.